Hey guys, Edison, Paul Revere, the British are coming here, and I wanted to go over more CGC bulk I got back. So this was, as I said, my October stuff. I think this was a pretty healthy mixed submission of some English, some Japanese. I think all these English cards we're about to see are this Marnie card. Uh, this released in Japanese. The Japanese product is quite expensive. It released in English, and I just thought this was one of those cards that's probably just worth picking up in English to grade a couple, because they're fairly cheap, a couple dollars each. This is a nice one, Champions Festival 2019, German. Honestly, I think when I bought this, I didn't think it would grade this high. I thought it would be quite a bit lower. But even saying that, the alternate language champion festivals don't really do well. It's really just English and Japanese. This one's really nice. 2010 tropical tidal wave, the Italian one. But just really great artwork with that stamp. 8.5. That's another one too that I think when I got it, I really thought it would grade lower because it had some pretty bad edge wear. Blastoise EX from X and Y, 9.5. This is pretty high grade. I think I had submitted quite a few Blastoise EXs in the past, and I would say that most of them were 8.5 to 9. So to get that higher. Butterfree FB, this is just like a League Crosshatch promo. They just come in these packs, but I don't know. I was going to grade a lot more of these League Crosshatches, but I just decided to go and sell them raw. Because like with this card, I'm very confident, unless I'm pulling a 10, there's really no premium to just selling it raw instead of like grading it, even with the reduced turnaround times. Yeah, quite a sense for quite a few Marnies in. Let's see, that might be 5 or 6 Marnies we sent in. But I think that was all the ones that I had. I just sent, oh my god, 7? Okay, hopefully this is no more. Well, that's a cool one. Shiny Voltorb from Intense Fight Destroyed Sky. I'm pretty sure that's just Stormfront in English. But really nice. 9 is a very solid grade in that card. This card picks up a lot of wear, especially on that front surface because it has like this hollow foil pattern. More English. The Dene 9.5. This is just a card that I really did like because it's just nice artwork. It's like $2 each. The Dene is one of the more popular modern Pokemon, and it's really cute artwork. And it's expensive in Japanese. This is one of those cards that in English was just, you know, a promo in the trainer toolkit, but in Japanese, it is one of like I think it's like the maximum rarity Dedenne that you could pull from a set. Oh my god, another Marnie. So that was probably like 8 Marnies. That might have been a little bit questionable to grade all of the Marnies in one submission instead of staggering them. But I've made worse decisions. I don't even know what that card is worth graded. Here is a Lotad, similar to that Voltorb. It is that shiny Lotad. I don't know the value on this, but it's cool. This is, as I was saying, one of those tough ones. Grade, look right there. So it's got an 8.5, but we can see on that corner it's fraying. I mean, fraying is pretty bad. That's a lot of wear. That seems pretty rough on the edges, but oh yeah, this is kind of rough for 8.5. Look at that. Look at that. Wait, is that dust? Look, all the 3 corners that I just showed all have wear on them. So I think 8.5 might be a little bit higher than I would have graded that. Piplup M. This is just from, I forget what the name of the movie was, but it was just like a promotional set for the movie. So it's Dawn's Piplup. I think I graded quite a few of those. Ooh, nice old back Starmie from Awakening Legends. I forget the English. This might be Neo Revelation is Awakening Legends. Really nice artwork. And that hollow foil just looks so good when you get it in the correct lighting. And those hollow foils just look really, really nice scanned. The Rocket's Trap. I think with a lot of these old backs, I purchased a lot of them all around the same time. I sent some to the grading. But then I felt that there was a lot of scratches that when I inspected it under very harsh lighting, I was picking up these scratches. So I ended up, I took every single old back card that I was supposed to submit. I took them out of my rotation. I decided not to grade any of them. But these cards have scratches on the back and they're grading 8.59. So realistically, I mean, this is even better, 9.5. Maybe I was overvaluing the scratches. I spoke to a friend of mine I'm not sure if names are appropriate, but I think I was speaking with Krachansi, and what we had discussed was he was just saying that under like the desk lighting, the desk lighting is very harsh, and he was saying that it might just make some of the scratches look a lot worse than they are. But that kind of doesn't make sense to me because I assume that CGC has tougher lighting than I do at home, especially with my lighting system. This is a really nice one, Fly Gun from the constructed deck. I just love this. I love this artwork. It's released so many different ways in English and Japanese. It's a promo deck card. Yeah, just really nice. 8's a little, you know, not too happy with an 8 in that, but we should do. The last one is, this is a fantastic card to get 9/5 on, Cynthia's Rayquaza. So one of the interesting things to me that I've noted, like I've noted in this return, I've noted it in the last bulk return, and then my my economy return. This is kind of a weird card, the grade. I don't really know why I graded this. I think this is, I just had this in a binder, and I thought I might as well submit them. But yeah, the main thing that I've noticed is when I get these cards back, they're kind of grading higher on average than I had expected sending them in. And I don't know if it's just that, you know, I was too conservative with my pre-grading. Like I was just too tough, just out of like a fear. If you know, if it's that, or if it's CGC has maybe loosened up slightly, or maybe it's I didn't know really what I was looking for, or I didn't have a good understanding. But I would say that there are a lot of times where the card is, even when I get it back, is still looking to be worse than the grade assigned to it. But I mean, that's like a good problem to have. A lot of these League Crosshatch promos, a lot of those. That's like a good problem to have. Sorry, I get distracted because it means like it's always better to be harsher on pre-grading stuff and be kind of happy with the grade you get back than to not really know what you're looking for and just grade anything and like not do due diligence and just get poor grades back. Which is like kind of rich coming from me because I've graded, if you've been watching these returns for a while now, I've graded some absolute like bottom tier junk slabs in terms of like the grades that they got. I've graded tons of like 4 5s in cards that are not worth grading in 4 and 5s. Wow, just a bunch of 9s. These league promos are actually kind of hard to grade. I don't think the P.S.A. pop report reflects that, but if you've ever opened up a pack, you'll notice a lot of edge wear. A lot of them have whitening on the corners as well, maybe just from the packaging process. And obviously, because it's a reverses are just hard to grade because of that full body. Like area that could be easily scratched. Ampharos GX full art. I think I just purchased this because it was one of those cheap full arts. But you know, at the end of the day, these are Sun and Moon full arts, so they don't look the best. Shiny Electro GX in 9/5. Yeah, I think I had quite a bit of Ultra Shiny GX in the submission. This one's pretty cool. This is Dragonair. You'll notice that it got subgrades. I believe they automatically do subgrades if the card is extremely off-center. But when I had sent this in, I was hoping that it would get the error qualifier because of how off-center it is. I was hoping to get miscut. But I don't believe they do the minor miscut unless you can see like there's like a black dot which is called the print alignment dot on these cards. It's just that's where the printer the sheet cutter is supposed to cut the card along to get its size correctly. And I believe if that isn't present on the card, she doesn't designate it as an error. But this still did get designated off center, and then the one right before it was designated an error. It is interesting though because, you know, if it's off-center, as I was just saying, it gets the subgrades to show that's off-center. But if it's off-center and an error, it doesn't get it. But yeah, you can see the print alignment dot right there. It's that little black dot. That's pretty cool. Just I had purchased those in a lot. Just base, you know, the older miscut stuff is pretty cool to come by, and they're definitely fans of WotC errors in that regard. So that's good. Well, Pristine 10, Metagross GX. It's a good looking card to get the 10 on. That gold 10 kind of goes with the, you know, the shiny from the Ultra Shiny GX. This is nice, really cool. And 8/5. I guess getting 10s is it's almost like a numbing feeling because at this point I just kind of accept my 9.5s as pseudo 10s, and the 10s are kind of shocking to see. On to the next box, we got another 10, the Coro Snorlax. This just released in the magazine, but that's pretty cool to get a 10 and that type of card. Plumping Musician. I think this released, it says right there, Coco Theme Song Collection. It released as the promotional card to the soundtrack for the newest Pokemon movie. That's that's a pretty decent grade. I think that this card has like halved in the raw value, like the raw cost since I bought them. So maybe it's not that impressive that I had graded them. Maybe should have just waited. This is a great artwork. I still love my full arts. Like full art to me is where you have the most creativity with the Pokemon card. You have so much room to work with. End Resolve, and you see like the texturing in the background for the letters. This is so nice. 9.5 in that. Another 9.5 in End Resolve. These, you probably noticed in them too. These are quite the dusty slabs, and it's not just like a light dusting. There is a light dusting, but there's also cardboard debris throughout, and that's really a pain because that gets everywhere. Terrakion. This is just, you see that stamp there? These are pretty much just not pre-release, purchase promos. If you purchased, I think you got them if you bought booster packs or the booster box. You would just get one of these promos included for free. They're not the most valuable cards, but I think at this point it's kind of scratching the bottom of the barrel for Sun and Moon promos. So I just picked up the cheapest ones. The 124 Flower Pikachu, just a modern classic, 9.5. 9.5. Yeah, I think I picked up a bunch of these when they were like $2 to $3 each, and it's making them sense. Iris from Plasma Blast. Yeah, 7 seems fair. This is one that I kind of was expecting 7.75 on, just because it has pretty moderate edgewear throughout, but it's just really nice, vibrant artwork. So I thought it was worth grading. 9.5 in the Sylveon V, full art from EV Heroes. I had a bunch of other full art EV Hero cards. I'm surprised that they weren't in this submission. I don't think any more full arts besides Sylveon are in this. Another 9.5. So a pretty overwhelming amount of 9.5s in this box. Oh, a perfect 10. Let's go. Perfect 10. So 2 things you'll notice. The label obviously says perfect and all 10 are subgrades. But you'll see that on the rest of the submission, I didn't do subgrades. Oh, and I guess this is like reference. The Snorlax was a pristine 10, no subgrades. The Sylveon got a perfect 10, was given subgrades. So I believe they had mentioned this as well on their website, on like an article. But if the card qualifies for a perfect 10, they will automatically give it up subgrades. This is like pretty good. I know BGS does something like this where if you submit a card without subgrades and it would grade a 10, they will give it to you. It doesn't have to be a black label. And people were hoping that CGC would do that with all their 10s because subgrades are quite expensive now, and it was a pretty good, I think for a lot of people, it would be a nice feature to have. But I think it was a decent compromise to just make it so if it is a perfect 10, it is noted like on the label. And that's amazing. That's a really good grade to get. Oh, okay. That was probably a nicer reference. So we have a perfect 10 in the Sylveon and then a pristine 10 in the Sylveon V. And just really nice artwork. Just great colors on that. I'm really excited to scan those in. Let's see them. Another 10, Noivern V. Quite the bull run. 3 10s in a row. This is really nice artwork. And the Batman movie just came out as well. Wow. I just can't get over that. This is just great Arita artwork. 10 in that. Oh, and we'll follow that up with a perfect 10 in the same card. And again, we'll note that like on the label, even though the rest are without subgrades, the perfect 10 is getting the subgrades added to it. Wow, why did I grade this? What the hell is this? Look how rough that is. What the hell is this? Oh, this card. Kabutops Skyridge. This is a reverse. I think I picked it up for like $20 or $30 on Facebook, but I thought that was a pretty good price just to add like a crystal, get like a really cheap beater crystal card. And you see right there, so the kid whose collection this must have been from had wrote in 1090, so it was 1090 HP. I think I could have gotten that out with hand sanitizer, but I think I just asked like a couple friends what they thought, and like the consensus was just to keep it. Because even if I got rid of the hand sanitizer, you would still see the dent, and it's like a little bit of a fun story with it to keep it preserved. Drowsy, base set, first edition. I think I had thought this would be a ghost stamp because of how light it was, but it is just like a very light gray stamp. That seems fair. I think ghost stamp, it might be missing some parts. Rocket Syllabi Hollow. This is one of those two that I distinctly remember sending it in and being on the fence because I was like, oh, this might grade a little lower. So I'm pleasantly surprised it got 9. More Snorlax Corcoros. And then another perfect 10 in the Snorlax Corocoro. How many perfects was in this one long box? In this one box, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 regular. Oh, wait, no. 3 regular 10s and then 3 perfect 10s. So 6 10s in that one box. That's kind of a nuts spread. But I guess we'll end it on a high note. I'll just end it on this little 10 box. That's really cool to see. I think for reference, over my last like 800 cards that I sent in the CGC, I maybe got like 2 to 3 pristine 10s, no perfects. So it's kind of nuts to see such like a massive jump in them. I don't know if their grading standards have changed per se. It would see that some of the stuff I felt like they're going a little bit lighter on, but it's not the 10s. The 10s are still really hard to come by. For me, that line between 8 to 9 seems quite murky right now. So yeah, well, regardless, let's just end it here. And yeah, I'll try to get the next part of this. This is a pretty big submission. This was over 300 cards. I'll try to get the rest of these out soon. Yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice one.